Hello students, I welcome you all to today's session and today we are going to discuss from your book, CBSE book, Information Technology, NCERT. Alright, so students in this book, first chapter we are going to discuss types of communication. So students, what does it mean by communication? Exactly, communication means imparting or exchanging of information by speaking, writing or using some other medium, that is called communication. So children, there are four types of communication as you can see over here. Verbal form, in that how we do, we communicate, oral communication is there, communicating orally. Non-verbal form, that is we can say that communicating using body language, gesture or tone and pitch. And written form, that is communicating via handwritten or printed information. And visual form, that is communicating via pictures, logos, poster, maps or charts, right. So now students, let's move on to the next heading, that is given over there, pros and cons of various type of communication. Yes, we have pros and cons in each field. So let's see in types of communication which kind of pros and cons are there, right. So let's see students. So the first we have to discuss about pros and cons of verbal communication. It is straightforward to express the feeling, right? As the speaker is present at the time of communication. So we can say that it is the straightforward, right? And the communication is mostly interacting, which gives the receiver a chance to clarify if anything is unclear or requires further explanation. If suppose you are saying something and you are denying, so then and there you can sort out the problem, right. It is a speedy form of communication, right, and you get instant feedback, right. And it is preferred form of maintaining relationships as verbal communication, right, along with effective non-verbal communication make the professional and personal bonds. Getting me students? Now let's move on to the next point. Now students, cons, despite having so many advantages, the verbal communication also has some cons which are being listed here, given over here, listed below. So let's see students, it is not possible to communicate to people in a different setup, right. And for example, we can say that a person in Japan cannot communicate to a person in another part of the world. Why is it so? Because at a time where the time zones are so different, that is difficult to connect, right. And now second point is it requires proximity. That means the sender and the receiver must be at the same place. Proximity required over here, okay, same time to communicate. Now third point is it's often feels incomplete to keep records, right. It's often feels incomplete, right. Now for example, there are we can say that there are no permanent record for oral conversation. To keep records, another form of communication, written communication, becomes necessary, such as taking notes and so forth. Now your next point is it is not possible to represent things officially, right. Now legally and for another purpose that requires recorded information, legally for that or for another purpose we requires recorded information, but in that verbal communication it's difficult, right. It is not a complete form of communication, or there are emotional barriers, right. For example, a speaker has to speak about something refreshing while he may be feeling super tired or may not be well physically, right. So these are the cons students, just keep it in mind, and just go through some points which I have given over there and go through the book also. Now let's move on to the next one, that is non-verbal form. Let's see the pros and cons of this non-verbal form. Now students, let's see the pros and cons of non-verbal communication, right? So as you know that non-verbal communication is usually understood as the process of communication through sending and receiving wordless messages between people using cues like gesture, body language and voice tone. Getting me students? So let's discuss the pros and cons of this form of communication. So your first point students, very easy to demonstrate. It's a very easy like gesture, body language, um, blood red, eyes easily convey anger than explaining it through words, right? Now let's see very useful for conveying message. It's a very useful. Let's see how it's very useful. Non-verbal verbal communication easily conveys where verbal is unable to reach. For example, we can say that where there is too much noise in the class, just a gesture of speaking the finger on the mouth conveys that the teacher is asking to keep quiet, right? Your teacher sometimes she says to you that, showing the finger on her lips, she says to you that keep quiet, right? So here where words fail, this gesture easily conveyed the message. Getting me? Now let's move on to the third point, students. No language barrier. There is no language barrier in non-verbal communication. How is it? Let's see. Non-verbal messages are picked by all, even if there is no common language. The non-verbal cues like body language, hand gesture, facial expression and proximity, right? Getting me students? Easily convey what the speaker intends to convey. Okay. Now let's move on to the next point. That is, it is very fast. The non-verbal form of communication conveys the message very fast. The receiver easily interpret the cues without any barrier of common reason, language, qualification, and and so forth, right? So now let's see the cons of this communication, students. Not suitable for lengthy messages, right? Not suitable for lengthy messages. uh, your second point is an incomplete form of communication. Non-verbal communication falls short of communicating details, right? And chances of misinterpretation. Sometimes what the speaker is saying we misinterpret, right? Now your next example is, your next point is regional and cultural differences. Every culture has different gesture. Getting me students? And expressions that are considered good or bad, right? So let's see, you just go through some points students. Now let's move on to the next pros and cons of visual communication. Okay students, let's see the pros and cons of visual communication, right? So what does it mean by visual communication? Visual communication by the use of a non-verbal medium such as visual aids, poster, logos, signboards, okay, hoardings, and so many things are there, is the referred is as visual communication. So students, let's see the pros of this. Okay, it reinforces other form of communication like visual aids when used with other forms of communication such as oral communication or written communication, right? And it makes the message more clear. Visual communication makes the message more clear and more understandable, right? For example, let's see the example, children, when your teacher is explaining the working of the digestive system of human body, okay, a chart or animation explaining it makes it more clear. Am I right? Right. Also, if a magazine is talking about atrocities in some part of the world and shows picture illustrating it, it makes the article more impactful. Getting me, students? Now let's see the second point. It's written over here. It can explain things in the way which are not possible through words. Right? Like graph. It's given over here. See, you can see the graph. It's a given. Yeah, graph is given over there. So students, in graph also what happened, wait a minute, in graph also what happened, do you know, a picture is worth 1,000, it's a famous quote, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Makes it clearer. Sometimes a concept or a message is better conveyed through picture than words. As it's given over there that a manager wants to show which year in the last decade the company made the biggest profit. So instead of giving lengthy explanation or writing work, what the manager he did, do you know, by graphical representation he just showed everything like a graph. Okay, the one shown below is more fruitful than a lengthy text report. Getting me? Now let's move on to the third point. It clears the barrier of qualification or language. So students, visual communication can successfully convey the intended message to all without any uh, prerequisite of knowing a specific language or subject, right? Visual illustration, pictures, and so on easily connect with the audience and deliver the message underneath. Right, students? Now let's move on to the next communication, right? So now, students, visual medium is a comparatively expensive medium of communication, right? Because it needs machine, it needs pamphlet, it needs poster, a logo, so many things required here, and working hours to produce, and an additional cost of producing it concerning machine, paperboard, screen, right? So we can say that it is comparatively expensive, right? Now let's move on to the second one, require specialized storing. So visual aids are not only costly to produce but also require a specific way of strong storing them. Okay. Now time consuming preparation of visual aids consumes time, right? Now not a complete form of communication. We can say that visual aids enhance communication, but they are not a full form of communication, right? Why we are saying so? Because these require some other form of communication to precisely deliver the message, right? So now students, pros and cons of written communication. So let's see, students, conveying message or information through written means is known as written communication. You know it very well, this thing. Okay, when we send message in writing, right? So like other forms of communication, it also has its own share of pros and cons. So let's see, students, pros. Okay, permanent storage. Okay, the written communication can be stored or recorded permanently for later use or reference, right? Then stands a legal holding, like what I should say here. Okay, the written communication has a legal standing than other form of communication, right? Now it facilitates reuse. Written messages or documents can be reused, duplicated, and used as many times as required. Okay. Now mass circulation possible when we produce written communication, right? Written message can be produced in bulk, okay, or duplicated multiple time. Okay, xerox, we do xerox. Okay, suitable for lengthy messages information. The written communication is the most suitable for representing lengthy information, budget, reports, manuals, and so forth. Now students, let's move on to the next point. It says that it conveys sincerity. It conveys sincerity. Written documents are seen as a representation of a company's ideology, right? Written pamphlet, posters, etc. help build the image of a company in positive and hence aid to the goodwill of the company. Now, identical written communication when duplicate or produce in bulk maintains its identity. Okay, so these are the pros of this written communication. Now let's see, move on to cons. We have to see the cons. What cons, what are the, we have to see the cons. Okay, cons, we can say that students, costly, time consuming, a barrier of qualification. mm, Languages, we can say that cost on storage, right? So costly, that means writing require person hours and also has other cost involved such as pen, paper, or electronic media. Okay, like a smartphone, laptop, right? It's obvious, it's time consuming, writing takes time. Okay, and languages problem, like written communication require that the reader knows to read the document in the language it is written into, right? And cost on storage, that means written document require a specific form of storage which has some cost associated with it, right? So in this way I have come to an end of this chapter. Students, keep learning, keep practicing. Thank you so much. Bye.